I'm back with another video. I'm back with another video. Hey YouTube, I'm back with another video, and this is episode 5 of Car Confession. Oh, woo! I know y'all like this shit. So we're gonna jump right into the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time I post. So we're gonna talk about vulnerability. Vulnerability. We're gonna talk about vulnerability today. So vulnerability is being susceptible to physical or emotional attack. Right? That's what vulnerable means. Vulnerability means the quality or state of being exposed to the possibilities of being attacked or harmed, either physically or emotionally. In this society, we have counted being vulnerable as being weak. And we all know that being vulnerable, if we don't know, we should know, is healthy, right? It's healthy for the relationships that you decide that you want to create, right? You have to be able to be vulnerable with the ones you love. That's where you create a bond, right? Being able to be vulnerable, because now I can trust you, right? With my emotions. If I'm spilling these things out, that means that I am trusting of the person that I'm spilling it to, right? And being vulnerable requires us to have courage, right? The courage to speak out about what we're feeling, right? What we're vulnerable about, right? That we may keep stored up in our bodies. And that's usually what it is. When we can't be vulnerable, when we hold on to those emotions that are kind of like bothering us or weighing down on us, it just continues to sit in your body, and you start feeling all these aches and pains because you didn't deal with it. So be vulnerable. And being vulnerable also starts with being vulnerable with yourself. Before you can be vulnerable with anybody, you must be able to be vulnerable with yourself. You have to lose yourself to yourself, right? Even if that means going back and reevaluating some things that you may have came up with, right? And it's okay. Right? So me, like, I'm like a one and done type of person. Like, so when I do something, I feel like I don't want to do it again. But you never know, doing it again may be better than the first time you did it. So being able to be vulnerable with yourself and hold yourself accountable, right? And then after that is when you can create those bonds with other people, because now you know, you have set the tone of, okay, now we can be vulnerable with each other, right? We have to break out this box that society has put us in. Be vulnerable. Vulnerable is not a weakness. It's actually a strength, right? This is how we purely know the love from you, right? When you're being vulnerable, right? It starts to ooze out. Like, I know for me, sometimes I struggle with being vulnerable with, like, my mom. Like, I don't know how to be vulnerable with her. Like, it's hard to a degree, right? But it's possible, right? And then I'm in the place of learning how to be vulnerable completely. Not that I don't know how to be vulnerable with myself, but be completely vulnerable with myself, right? Because it's important to be able to be vulnerable with yourself. That way you can be vulnerable with others. When you're vulnerable with the world can be vulnerable with you, right? So let's just work on being vulnerable, guys. I encourage you guys to be vulnerable. Be vulnerable. Talk about those things that you may feel like, I don't know if I can talk about it with a loved one, right? Especially if you have created a bond with someone, you should feel that ease of, okay, I can talk to them about whatever, right? And we always have this notion of things being too good to be true when something is so wonderful. Know that you can have that, and you deserve it, right? And that goes back down to your worth. Know you are worthy of genuine connections and genuine bonds, right? But in all of that, you must do your part, and doing your part is being vulnerable, right? Being vulnerable is key. If you want to make more connections, you guys, if you want to build, you have to be able to be vulnerable. Not spilling all your guts, right? So it is a time and place for everything, and everybody don't deserve it, right? So know who to share. Have your discernment, have your intuition. Know when it's appropriate and when the time is to be vulnerable and when it's not. Right? And sometimes it's okay to let your guard down, you guys. We don't have to be so guarded all the time, right? Also, with talking to the ones that you love, I encourage you guys to let people know sometimes you want a listening ear. It's one thing to communicate, and it's one thing to listen. You have to be able to listen as well as communicate and comprehend. Right? Sometimes we don't always need feedback. Sometimes we just need a listening ear. And in that, let the person know, right? Let the person know, hey, I just need a listening ear, right? I would like to be vulnerable with you. I don't want really too much feedback. I just want to be vulnerable with you in that moment. Let people know. Give people the space in the room as well. We also have to give others grace, right? And in giving them grace, if we do not let them know the things that we want in our boundaries, they're going to do what they want. So be able to communicate as well. But I hope you guys love this video. I love doing this for you guys. Like, it's very, very motivational. And as I said, I do these topics in She Is Me as well. So if you missed the topic in She Is Me, I put it on YouTube just for you. Okay, guys, love you. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.